Hello ladies, I am so sad not to be with you in class today, but I have left behind a video so we can keep moving forward and keep growing your brains. So first segment of today's lesson on classifying quadrilaterals, I want you to work in teams of 4 to create 4-sided figures using your bodies. The first figure I want you to create is a trapezoid. All right, go. Okay, so you discovered that a trapezoid has exactly one set of parallel lines. The second shape I want you to build with your bodies is a parallelogram. Alrighty, go. Okay, you discovered that in building a parallelogram, it has 2 sets of parallel lines. The third shape I want you to build is a rectangle. Okay, go. Okay, a rectangle is a type of parallelogram because it has 2 sets of parallel lines. But a rectangle also has 4 90-degree angles, or 4 right angles. Okay, the fourth shape I want you to build with your bodies is a square. Go. Okay, hopefully you discovered that a square also has 2 sets of parallel lines like a parallelogram. It also has 4 right angles, and it also has 4 equal sides. The fifth shape I want you to build with your bodies is a rhombus. Alrighty, go. Okay, and you probably discovered that a rhombus is also a parallelogram. It has 2 sets of parallel lines, and all of the sides are equal. Okay, segment 2, I want you to brainstorm 4-sided figures found in your everyday life. Okay, segment 3. I'm going to give you a set of cards, and on this set of cards, I want you to number each one of them before you cut them out. Again, you are going to number them before you cut them out. After the cards are numbered, you will then cut them out so that we can use them to sort the shapes. Now that the shapes have been passed out, you can number them in this manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now you're going to cut them out along the edges of each box. You don't have to cut out the shape itself. Here is an example. Okay, now that you have all of your shapes cut out, we are going to put these shapes into different categories. The first category you're going to look at are polygons. So we know that polygons are 2-dimensional shapes and they are closed figures. So sorting through all of the shapes you have, I want you to find all of the 2D closed figure shapes. Okay, you probably discovered that all of these numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, all of these are examples of polygons. The next category I want you to create will be the quadrilaterals. So please sort through all of your cards and find all of the quadrilaterals. Okay, just as you discover that all of the numbers are polygons, all of these shapes are also quadrilaterals because they each have 4 sides. Okay, now I'd like for you to sort through your cards again, this time pulling out all of the cards that are parallelograms. As you're sorting through the cards, ask yourself, what is a parallelogram? What are the attributes that would cause it to be put into this category? You discovered that card number 1 is a parallelogram because it has 2 sets of parallel lines. Also, card number 2, card number 3, oh, not card number 3, sorry, card number 5, card number 6, card number 7, card number 8, card number 10, and card number 12. Okay, the next set of cards I'd like for you to pull out of your stack are all of the trapezoids. What are the attributes that make a trapezoid? Okay, you discovered that card 4 and card 11 are examples of trapezoids because they have exactly 1 set of parallel lines. Okay, the next cards I would like for you to pull out are all of the rectangles. Okay, hopefully you discovered that card 1, card 2, card 8, and also card 12 are examples of rectangles. These rectangles are parallelograms that have 4 right angles. So, sorry for the interruption. They are parallelograms that have 4 right angles. Okay, the next category I'd like for you to pull out will be for a square. Find all of the squares. Okay, you should have discovered that cards 2 and 12 are squares. They are also parallelograms. That means they have two sets of parallel lines. And they are rectangles because they have 4 right angles. They're special rectangles in that all 4 of their sides are equal in length. And the last category I'd like for you to pull cards out for will be to find all of the rhombi. And for the rhombus, you should have determined that card 2 is a rhombus and card 12 is a rhombus. A rhombus is classified by having all sides equal. So squares are examples of rhombi, card 2 and card 12. Okay, now on the back of your paper, I would like for you to turn it over and write the attributes that make each one of these up. So what makes a polygon? What makes a quadrilateral? What makes a parallelogram? What makes a trapezoid? What makes a rectangle? What makes a square? And what makes a rhombus? Okay, let's go over the descriptions you created of these quadrilaterals. A polygon is a 2D shape and it's a closed figure. You can pause after each one of these definitions if you need a little more time to look at it. A quadrilateral is a 4-sided polygon. A parallelogram has 2 sets of parallel lines. A trapezoid has exactly 1 set of parallel lines. A rectangle is a parallelogram, so that means it has 2 sets of parallel lines, that has 4 right angles. A square is a rectangle, so that means it has 4 right angles, with all sides equal. And finally, a rhombus is a parallelogram with all sides equal. Okay, segment 4. I would like for you to create truth statements about each type of quadrilateral. I hope you were able to come up with a great list of truth statements about these quadrilaterals. Here are a few examples of the truth statements that I discovered. And as I go through these, I wonder if these are some that you found and wrote down on your paper. All squares are rectangles, but all rectangles are not squares. So a square can be a rectangle because it's a parallelogram and it has 4 right angles. But all rectangles can't be a square because a square must have 4 equal sides as well as the 4 right angles and being a parallelogram. Okay, the second statement I discovered, all squares are rhombi but not all rhombi are squares. So the definition of a rhombus is that all sides are equal. And we know that a square can be an example of a rhombus because it has all sides being equal. But it also has right angles, and it also is a parallelogram. Not all rhombi have to fit that qualification. For it to be a rhombi, it just has to have 4 equal sides. It doesn't have to have 4 right angles. It can, but it doesn't have to have that. And the third statement I discovered, squares, rectangles, and rhombi are all parallelograms. And this is because each one of these examples has 2 sets of parallel lines. Thank you so much for walking through the classification of quadrilaterals with me. If you have any questions when I return tomorrow, I will be more than happy to go over it with you. And at this time, you're going to have a little practice in your math workbook. You need to turn to Reteaching 15:4 and complete that for classwork. For homework, you will be completing the practice 15:4. Of course, we will go over these pages when I return from my training session. Thanks so much, and hope you girls have an awesome rest of the day.